Here on a Monday morning, a cloudy one on a President's Monday holiday. Hopefully this thing stays up there. Watch, it's going to fall. All right. If it does fall, my apologies ahead of time. But it is a cloudy, actually a little snowy. Had some snow on the ground. It is 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, a little bit after. And yes, I took a couple days off with the channel. Didn't post anything over the weekend. Not because I didn't want to, it's because, yeah, were there things to talk about? Yes, and there's going to be a lot to talk about on the podcast today. Doing a live podcast at 11 a.m. roughly, and I say roughly only because, Bastien, what is going on, my man? Good to see you. I say between 11 and 11:15 only because I'm home, of course. I'm outside in the car, so which means that the wife is home. She's going to be working from home today. And, yeah, I would think that I'd be able to jump on board 11 o'clock, bring you all the latest and greatest in the world of sports here on the channel. And that's one of the reasons why I do these podcast pre-games, because you wouldn't have known that if I didn't pop on. And I understand I've done a terrible job with promoting it, and I shouldn't be doing that, especially somebody of my ilk. Miles, what is going on? Good to see you, Miles. Because I need to promote. And obviously I didn't do that over the weekend. Hope everybody enjoyed their weekend as well. I had a nice weekend. Valentine's Day on Saturday. The missus and I had a beautiful day. And here we are now. It's another week. It's a holiday. Yes, Miles, what's your question? It's another week. Lots to do, always lots. And even though the sports world is pretty quiet, I think it's relatively quiet. I know there's a lot of news stories that I'm going to get to on the podcast, but remember, there's not a lot of games, not a lot of things that are really happening and going on. Why are we in a different setup, Bastien? Is because I am outside. My wife is at home. She's working from home today, so I'm not at the desk. I'm actually sitting in my car. I was going to go for a little bit of a walk, but I figured, let me just get in the car and I'll just do that. So, Bruce Lee, what's going on? What are my surroundings? My surroundings are, I'm in a residential area. It's gray. It's snowed. And yeah, that's where I'm at. Now, wait, Miles, what's your question? Is it for the channel age? Channel page? I don't know what you mean by that. Can you tell me who the hell Jeffrey Epstein? That's your question? Rivals, what's going on? Miles, if you don't know who Jeffrey Epstein is, I suggest you Google it, because I'm not going to unpack Jeffrey Epstein here. People have actually said I look like him, which is nuts, but that is besides the point. So, as I was saying before, yeah, even though sports is to me, I think it is quiet. It's low-key. There really isn't much going on. I know Brent Tolman, north of the border in Ontario, shout out to him. And 82 in Hong Kong, oh, man, what I would do for 82-degree weather right now. The meow. Can you say Mike XO long? I guess I just did. Hey, sir, what do you do for lives? Well, I'm doing sports here. Eddie, what's going on? Yeah, this is a sports channel. 32 Celsius there. Where are you from, Eddie? If it's 32 Celsius, it's got to be super warm. 32 Celsius. Oh, Australia. All right. Welcome aboard, Bruce. First time here for those. I appreciate you guys. But, yeah, despite me with Brent Tolman, Brent, who's a follower, subscriber to the channel, great guy. He's always getting at me to say, this is not a slow sports period. I think it is, because there's no games to discuss. Well, I'm going to discuss the All-Star game yesterday, and I'm going to get into that in the podcast, and I can even talk about that a little bit here. Oh, Bruce Lee from Dubai. Nice. Welcome. You could call him that, Miles. Yes. Maybe even worse. No, not maybe worse. A lot worse. Yeah, and he's always telling me, Brent, about how sports is quiet, there's low key, nothing going on, or there's something going on. And yeah, I get it, but there's no games to watch unless you're watching the Olympics or the NBA All-Star Game. There's no hockey unless it's the Olympics. Basketball, the season isn't going to pick up till Thursday. Obviously, the NFL's done. Baseball, you're not going to get until what? I think Saturday the baseball season starts, the preseason. But nobody's getting wrapped up in that. The Novice, long time no see. You have a Lambie, Bruce Lee? All right. Yeah, how Australia feels about the up-and-coming NFL games there. Yeah, what do you think about that? Eddie, are you an NFL fan? Oh, my throat. Miles, someone worse than yes, exactly. Yep, all that. How do you pronounce this, my brother? Pronounce which? Zella Queen, welcome. Amanda, welcome. Yeah, so I don't know. As far as sports goes, I don't know what else to really unpack. I mean, I'm going to talk about the first 2/3 of the NBA season. Zella, happy birthday. And many more to you. Woody, what's going on? Try to? What do you want me to pronounce? What, Aussie? Oh, excuse me. Let's get some air in here. I got the windows closed. I took the car. Oh, yeah. Oh, something. Wake me up here. Yeah, I'll go through the first 2/3 of the NBA season. And then on Thursday's podcast, I'll talk about my crystal ball until the last third of the season. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm going to talk about, I hate to say this. I don't think anybody else has said it. Not that I've been looking on the web or any publication. And I know, who am I to talk about Ilya Malinin, the men's skater here, U.S., how he, let's call it as we see it, he choked on Friday. Now, I didn't watch it live, but for a guy with all the nicknames and all the prowess, and was a landslide, a heavy favorite to come out with gold medals like you wouldn't believe, and for him to fall not once but twice while having a sizable lead, I mean, what is that? That's a gag job. I could see it was a thing where he was trailing and then he was trying to do too much and then fell a couple of times where it's like, he had to catch up. Just like we talk about in regular sports, whether it's the Falcons 28-3, whether it's, you name it, guys or gals who come up small in the clutch or come up small when they had a big lead. We always, Greg Norman is another one. With all the Thunder's injuries, will anybody catch them? I know Jalen Williams is out again. No, I don't think any. Let me see. I don't even know what's the standings right now. I haven't checked since the All-Star break, but I think, what do they have? At least a 5-game standing in the West. I think they'll be all right, the Novice. And even though OKC, it's so funny, they started off 24-1, and since then, what are they? If I do my math correct, I think they're 18 or 19-12, which is still good. Bastien, yes, I have. Several, in fact. Last NBA player I met, though, off the top of my head, may have been Paul Pierce in 30 Rockefeller Plaza, a building where I used to work. And I was standing outside for lunch, and he was walking with 2 other people across the plaza, and I had to stop him. I took a picture with him. Yes, Victor. Oh, yes. Good morning. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. Salute to you, man. Yes, he did a Drake May choke job. Go on, the Novice. Yeah, and then you had the in the U.S. A hockey team and the Canada hockey team, they're on a collision course for the gold medal final. I'd be shocked if they don't face off against one another. And will USA even beat them? Because in big spots, they haven't been able to do so, whether it's the Four Nations face-off last year, 2010, Crosby. Then they're losing 14 because I don't think they played in 18. So, yeah. We shall see. There's a guy out here running. All right, get it. I know, and I haven't run since going 2.5 weeks. I got to get out there. He just crossed we didn't cross right in front of the camera, but right behind me. Now, yeah, the Thunder had that great start, and since then, 19-12, still very good. But, yeah, I don't think anybody's going to catch them, though. Not in the West. And the West is stacked. Houston, Denver. You want to say the Lakers? You want to say Minnesota? I know I'm missing another team out West. Wait, Denver. Yeah, I know I'm missing a team. Right now I'm drawing blanks. And in the East, it's the Pistons, Knicks, Celtics. Who knows if they get Tatum back? That we'll have to wait and see. But, yeah, NBA should be fascinating the final third of the year. I'll touch on that. Yeah, I'll touch on the Olympics, of course. Just those couple of things, because really I haven't followed it. I haven't watched it. The Mountain thing, I was driving back from Manhattan when that happened, and then I had to go. I mean, listen, that was a shock. Nobody thought that guy was going to forget about not just winning a gold. He didn't win a medal. Now, he won a team medal on the opening weekend, but, yeah, that was a shock. Then college football, this 2014 playoff is garbage. And there's been a couple of people that I've listened to that said they actually like it. How do you... I understand it's all about inventory and it's all about money, and I get that. But 24 teams? So you mean to tell me that the team that's 18th or 19th, forget about 20 through 24, those teams actually have a shot to... Forget about getting to a final or national championship. You mean to tell me they're going to go on a magic carpet ride to get to a semifinal? I don't think so. There is no way. To me, if they're going to expand, go to 16. They're already at 12. They're thinking about going to 14 or maybe 14, 16, then 24. And that wouldn't happen until 2029, but you know what's going to happen. Oh, you did best in? Oh. In fact, you got to really scroll. You got to go years back to find that picture of me and Paul Pierce. But yeah, it's a joke. And we all know it's a giant money grab. We know that the college football, they want to follow suit with the NFL and know that whatever it is, even if it's, and however they're going to break it down. I didn't even pay attention to what the layout of that's going to be. I mean, listen, it's way too early. I'm not going to sit here and dissect it until it's official. But I think it's a terrible job. 16 is fine because you could do a 1 through 4, and then I guess you have to have it with 5, 16, 6, 15. You got to do it that way. Or I don't even know. I mean, I guess the first 4 will get buys or however they'll work it out. But, hey, toppers. It's probably for Notre Dame, yeah, because of what happened last year. Well, if they would have beaten Miami, that would have been even an argument. But, yeah, I just find, just like anything else in sports in this day and age, it's all about the green. And I get it. More games, more eyeballs on the sets, more schools involved. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be in a quarterfinal, semifinal, national championship. I'm sorry. As you saw this year between James Madison and Tulane, got taken to the back of the woodshed. So, yeah, I don't want to hear that these teams actually have a shot. And I get it. It's their day in the sun. They get an opportunity to, now they'll be on the road. But, yeah, to me, I hate it. I don't dislike it. I hate it. And hate's a strong word, but when it comes to this, So I got that to unpack. That's on the podcast again. And, again, I'm shooting for 11 o'clock. Between 11 and 11:15, because by the time I get upstairs and set up, and I know the wife is home, I'm not going to be able to sit at the sports desk today, so you have to bear with me a bit, but I'll be on for sure, and we'll talk about it. Pretty soon it's going to be the field. Oh, yeah, it's going to be, exactly, it's going to be a March Madness, but in December and January. And, yeah, and they talked about revising the schedule, because remember, and not only that, they're going to do away with the conference championship. So I think that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Now, I know it's not going to generate money because those Big Ten and SEC, that's all sponsored. Whatever the Big Ten championship stuff is sponsored by, I don't know, Geico or whatever it is. So they're going to lose out on that. But the conference championships don't even mean anything, especially with the expanded format. But how I look at it, too, I mean, think about this. Not only will you not have that, and also when you look at the schedule because of the Army-Navy game, and I mentioned this weeks ago, check those receipts, how I felt that if they were going to move forward and not have the championship game on, let's say, Martin Luther King Day, as it was this past year, they should have that all done before the start of the NFL playoffs. Because, and although it got a great rating, I believe it got $30 million for that Miami-Indiana game, but the college football season should end whatever that Thursday is before the wild card weekend. End of story. That's it. Because I actually, again, I'm not thinking college football in the middle of January. If it's the 10th, all right, I can live with that. Or somewhere around that time frame. But now you're getting past the wild card round and even divisional weekend before you even unpack that game. And I understand you can have two Titans playing that game and everybody's going to watch. I get that too. But I just think the college football season will end too late. And then if you're going to have 24 teams, even if they were to start 2 weeks after the final regular season game, or better yet, I mean, they should start the following week, because that Thanksgiving weekend, the following weekend is usually conference championship Saturday or Friday, depending on who's playing. But that's when the playoffs will begin. And then, of course, you'll have Army-Navy, but you'll sandwich those games, the playoff games, with that. Yeah, definitely not a fan. Anybody watch the Daytona 500? I didn't. I even forgot to mention it on the podcast Thursday, because that is obviously a huge race, the Super Bowl of racing. What else do they call it? The greatest race? The greatest race of all? I forgot what it is. But, yeah, I did not watch that. Your winner was Tyler Reddick. He of the Michael Jordan racing team, where Jordan was ecstatic, as I'm sure you saw. Now, I didn't watch it. I mean, obviously, just the highlights and what have you. And I know he was down the stretch until one of the guys that he was going up against, I got to think of his name. What's his name? Chase Elliott, I believe his name was, who got into a crash, which propelled Reddick to win the Daytona 500. But, yeah, was I on top of that from start to finish, anywhere in between? Absolutely not. I bring it up only because it is a sports-related and it is a big race. But, yeah, I've never been an auto racing guy, never got into it. I understand back in the day with the Indianapolis 500, not that I was watching lap by lap, but that final Sunday of May, right before Memorial Day, that was almost like the beginning of summer. Because whenever they showed that race, ABC, Mario Andretti, who else used to race back then? Richard Petty, I believe. Al Unser, senior, I believe, not even junior. Yeah, I mean, you had some of the all-time greats when it comes to auto racing, but that gets no pub. And forget about 2026. It gets no pub. It hasn't gotten pub, at least a lot of it. I know Elio Castroneves has won a ton of those, but yeah, I still can't get wrapped up in the racing. But I'll make a mention of it, on the podcast, expound on that. And let me see, I think that is it as far as the podcast pregame goes. As far as the podcast itself. I don't know if you have any other questions, thoughts, whatever, sports-wise. Hockey's still, 9 days away? Because the Olympics will be over by now, this time next week. This coming Sunday, you'll have the closing ceremonies. And like I said, I've been following from afar, of course, but not to the extent where, I'm watching coverage around the clock or during prime time or certain parts of the day. Absolutely negative. But yeah, that's what's happening in the sports world. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Also getting to Bryce Harper, how this could be an MVP season for him. And I know the president of baseball ops, Dave Dombrowski, didn't have flattering things to say, although he was true about his assessment of Bryce Harper last year. But let's see if Harper channels that into a big-time MVP type year. The Phillies are going to need it if they're trying to get back to a World Series. That's for damn sure. But, yeah, that's what I got. So your NBA, I'll talk about the All-Star weekend, were there improvements, the game itself, the format. Then get into the season 2/3 in review. Hey, Fuqua, what's going on? Elliot, sorry, I don't have one for you. Yeah, I'll get in touch on the Olympic stuff, the baseball. College basketball, Arizona lost again. Texas Tech. And St. John's and Providence got into this crazy fight. Yeah, Elliot, sorry. Got nothing for you. Yeah, baseball. Yeah, no, that's it. Should be fun, though. Hopefully you hop on board. Now, mind you, throughout the podcast, I'll be just sharing my thoughts, opinions, etc. And then afterwards, I'll take your questions, comments, whatever. I'll take a peek at those, look through them before I sign off. So, yeah, that's what we got for today to kick off this week. Today's what, the 16th? Yeah, February 16th. And another busy week ahead. Did you see Bryce Harper, Phillies? Yes, I did. You a Philly fan, Fuqua? I'm going to talk about Nick Castellanos also. Here's a guy, I guess, fell out of favor with the manager. Got into a skirmish with Rob Thompson, the manager, where he brought a beer into the dugout, which that was a no-no, and he even owned up to that. But he got released Thursday or Friday last week, and he got picked up by the Padres. I know some people here in New York, the Mets should go after Castellanos. Castellanos is a guy that, yes, he has pop, and yes, he's a good veteran bat, but he is as streaky as they come. Go back and check the numbers on the ALCS against Arizona in 2023. You may be very surprised to uncover what numbers he went through there. Will I cover the All-Star games? Well, which one in particular? Baseball? Is it cold over there? It's about 30-something degrees, which may be cold in your neck of the woods, but it's actually not too bad. Oh, no, here we go. My man. Everyday Mets, Rhoda, Dad Chips. Fuqua Johnson. Cowbull, Yuki Matsui, Tatsuya Imai, Minnesota Fats. Oh, you're funny, Fuqua. I love how you come up with all these names. I love it. Yeah, Sean Cup. That was the name. Oh, just basketball, Bastien? Yeah, I'm going to talk about that in the podcast. Is there anything specific you want me to talk about now? Listen, I didn't watch the All-Star games. Did I have my finger on the pulse of what was going on, what was happening, etc.? Yes, I was. Yeah, the slam dunk competition is just, I mean, oh my God. I saw a couple of the dunks. One was just like a regular dunk. They need to have, the sad part is that they were having people fill out, or not fill out, but people entering the contest like 10 or 12 days before. I do for series? Wow, okay. I take that as a compliment, thank you. It's scary? Oh, maybe the scary part is not good. But no, I know what you mean. I'm teasing. Yeah. And I know Damian Lillard won the three-point shooting contest, who's nursing that Achilles. But, yeah, the NBA All-Star Weekend is, I guess you could say it's an acquired taste, because many moons ago, competitive, fun, you watched it, you enjoyed it. Maybe this year notwithstanding, it was just a layup line, dunk line, and three-point shooting contest in the game itself. I know, I need my glasses. Fuqua. Another name to add to the list. I love it. But, yeah, so that's about NBA. NBA All-Star Weekend should have one-on-one match LeBron versus Curry. The two elder statesmen. Now, I think LeBron would destroy him. Even though LeBron can't take off once or take any time off on the court if Steph has the ball behind the arc and anywhere behind the arc. So, checking to see what the hell's going on down there. All right. But, yeah. I'll touch on that. A lot of things to get into, despite it being a slow sports period. Hope you guys and gals just taking it easy today. Staying indoors, staying warm, depending on where you live. Bastien, on the other hand, is in Hong Kong, and it's 82 degrees. Imagine Yuki Kawamura versus Evan Mobley. The Cavs, Evan Mobley. Yeah, I don't know how that... Oof. And Mobley's had a bit of a down year, right? I mean, not that I'm following the Cavs on a day-in, day-out basis, but last year he had a big year, and this year, not so much. All right. Yeah, I'm going to sign off in a few, people, unless there's anything else you want to add, because, yeah, like I said, that's what I'm adding to today's podcast, as you know. Of course, podcast pregame on Thursday. Podcast Thursday afternoon. I'll probably do another live one. And don't forget, the March 1st is the 8th anniversary of the podcast. More details to come as we get closer to the date. What else? Yeah, I think that's it for now. And then obviously the live stream Wednesday, high noon Eastern time. Don't want to miss that. Juan Soto. Well, I hope so, Fuqua, from your lips to the baseball god's ears. Yeah, it's a huge year for them. Huge year. And then I think about it. Yeah, it's not as if it's, I mean, listen, we talked about, let me see. We've talked about how the pitching is what's going to really be relied on when it comes to the Mets. But are they going to have a carbon copy of 2024? Can they get to an NLCS? I guess they can, but will they? I still have plenty of time to chew on that. But, yeah, I just hope that the Mets have. And I don't want to hear about fast starts or good starts. I just want them to play well, crisp baseball, and take it on from there. To be honest. All right. Lindor. Fuqua Johnson. Hey, I know it's late in your neck of the woods, Bastien. I appreciate you hopping on board. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Yeah, and I'll sign off in a couple minutes just so I can get back and start setting up. The wife should be already set up. I don't want any distractions, any hiccups. So, but yeah, all that I'll talk about on the podcast. So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully I'll see you guys and gals there. The link is in the description on the channel. Whether you are home and want to watch it on your TV or your tablet, computer. And there's also a link for the phone, which is the one I think I haven't posted here, but I definitely will. But, yeah, that'll do it, my good peeps. So, in about an hour, roughly, between 11 and 11:15, I'm shooting for 11 o'clock start. Just hoping that nothing interrupts. But I hope to see you there. Like I said, whatever questions, comments, etc., I'll wait until the end of my format, and then I'll go ahead and start answering those. Knives out for the Mets this year. Yeah. It is, Fuqua. I mean, they got to have a much bigger year than last year, that's for sure. Because last year just went belly up. But, yeah, just grateful to be out here another day and to put forth more content for you guys and gals, because I know this weekend I just took it easy. And now it's time to ramp it up and get it on and popping. So, and with your help of subscribing, participating to the channel, it goes a long way to increase that visibility. And you know I appreciate you guys and gals to the utmost. So we shall definitely see how it all unfolds here. But with that being said, people, I'll sign off. Whether you do or do not know, in the blood, in the DNA, talking sports is birth. No other thing that I want to do. And, of course, as always, for all my peeps, from the South Bronx to South Beach to South Central to South Pacific and all points beyond, peace, love, and God bless. Until 11 a.m., hopefully I'll see you guys and gals there. We'll go back and forth at the top of the hour, or roughly, 11:10, but just keep an eye out. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support. And until next time on the flip. Wait, one last thing from Knives Out for the Mets this year. Yeah, they better win this year. Absolutely there, Fuqua. Until next time on the flip.